Om Shanti and welcome to the special conversation. We have with us in the studio Sister Janki from Bali, Indonesia. She's been a Raj Yogi for the last 35 years and has been serving in different centers of the Brahma Kumaris and presently in Bali. She's also been an ex-government officer with the government of Malaysia. We are very happy to have you, Sister. Om Shanti and welcome.
Om Shanti.
Sister, you've been in Bali for so long. Though of course you belong, originally from Malaysia. Tell us more about the history of, how you started it off in a different culture, in a different religion, and how was your spiritual journey while doing the service?
Yes, that's a very interesting question actually. In Malaysia, we have three major races: Chinese, Malays, Indians. And so I'm used to this kind of cross, culture, society and friends. And so we grew up in a very kind of an open-minded kind of situation. And when I was asked to go to Bali, I didn't know where Bali was. I knew no one in Bali, but I thought it was good to go and see. And when I went there, 100% all the people that came to the center, 100% they were of one race, all Balinese, all thinking the same way, all liking the same things, all doing the same things, and all the same, just one big group like that. And so it was a kind of a shock to me, because when one person doesn't like it, it means the whole group doesn't like it, which I didn't see much of that in Malaysia, because a person of this group may like something and another person of another group may not agree. But this doesn't happen in Bali, because they're all of one culture and one background, so they think alike. So it took me a long time to understand this, that if one person agrees, then everybody will agree. If one person likes, everybody likes. If one person doesn't like, then the whole group may not like. So it was a very different situation, but I learned to accept that and slowly think like them, because normally every race, they feel that we are the best, what's lacking in us, what's there new for us to learn, or what newness are you going to bring, and is it going to threaten our lifestyle and our way of thinking and our religion. So this sort of thing, of course, is natural for anyone to think. Mm-hmm. At first there was some resistance that, you're wearing a sari, we don't wear saris, and you're from India, we're not Indians. Of course we like India, we like Indians, but we are Balinese, we are, such a great tourist place, and we are very special Hindus, that sort of feeling is there. And but once they start learning meditation about love, about truth, about the soul that's an actor, about the soul that acts in the body, about the soul that has values, about the soul that regulates the five senses, about the soul that is a punya atma or a devatma or a dharmatma or a papatma. It's all inside. There's nothing to do with what you're doing outside. And so there's a lot more inside the self than that's outside. And they know that this is true, and so this was something new. And so they started coming up, this is something good, I can understand myself better. Mm. And for the beginners, there was some difficulty, concentrating and then thinking about the soul, which is not possible to see with the physical eyes. It's such a tiny thing. They had difficulty, but over a period of time, they could sort of cool down, calm down, enjoy the silence, then enjoy the peace in the center, enjoy the moments of long silences of meditation. And so they began to enjoy that feeling. And so they came more often, and they started feeling a kind of inner well-being, and they brought their friends and they brought their relatives and they talked to other people and they came. And what they realized was they don't have to change their religion, they don't have to change many outside things, they just have to change the inside. So there's no threat and there is no fear, and the acceptance comes. But this also takes time. It's not a one-day thing. It takes time, because everyone, I think, we know truly that what's happening inside is the real us, and that has to be sorted out sooner or later. And a few of them who came at the beginning, what they realized was their sicknesses began to get less.
Sicknesses of the body?
And also the mind, worries about children and husband and wife and work and money and in-laws, problems, normal problems, that began to decrease, worries began to decrease. And they also looked at the situation in another way, maybe in a more loving way or in a different way or in a new way. So they began to enjoy the lessons and apply it in their lives. And then they talk about it to their friends and others come. So many of them have cured themselves of physical illnesses, and many of them have created better relationships, and many of them are, what shall I say, in a happier frame of mind. And in Bali, I think like in most places, there is this black energy, black energy. So some play with this black energy, and so when they start doing meditation, the effect of the black energy is almost nil. So they experience that, because sometimes when someone is really well-to-do, and then a family member who's jealous will just throw some spell on them and make them ill, and it happens quite often. So now that has reduced a lot, and many of them don't even feel the effect of that, so they feel safer. So the way to safety is your own doing, where you lead yourself to a better future, to a better fortune, to a better you, and that is safety. In another way, we can say karma is our safety, and God also gives safety and shelter. So these two things, if we can keep with us, good karma and blessings of God, so other negative energies, they cannot sort of really mess you up. So
you've really given a very good example of how sometimes out of fear, and sometimes also when when you're dealing with such negative energies, or you've got that fear, sometimes it could be that I'm creating that thing because of my own mindset. It couldn't be there, but I'm thinking about it so much, and I'm so much in fear that I absolutely create it as my reality. But with good karma and with the connection with God, I have the ability to think elevated and create that better future for myself. So it's a very good example that you gave.
Hussein, I also had this kind of feeling when I first came to Bali. I used to feel scared, alone in the room at the beginning, alone in the house in the beginning. I could feel something, some presence somewhere, not knowing what it is. and also not feeling alone. There's some other thing there, you know. So I learned to pick up courage, and I used to think, now this is God's home, this has to be perfectly clean, no other energies must be here, so go away, go to where you have to go, leave this place, this is a clean place, this is a pure place, go, like that. You know, as I kept on talking, I could feel that everything was being cleared slowly, and I didn't have that feeling after that anymore. So it's many long years ago. At the beginning I used to feel this, but now no more. And then now with more meditation and also pure lifestyle, this also helps a lot. So now even the Balinese, many of them, they all eat meat. Now many of them are learning to be vegetarians, how to make dal, and you know, how to have bread, because they you know, they have a very strict diets and lots of meat. So now they're also enjoying that, and with this pure lifestyle and pure food, they're also experiencing that they don't have to be afraid of any evil energy, that they, if they are clean and pure and they are true to themselves and God, there's nothing to fear. So they're getting this, and this is a very good experience for them, because they don't have to go to a magician to break the spell, or you know, to pay extra money and then get into sickness, get into fear. So a lot of these things are being erased from their lives. So life becomes easier. Otherwise, you know, they go to a magician or someone who will create some ritual and mantra and all that, and they have to pay lots of money. So they are saving money, they're saving time, saving energy, and also enjoying life. So
it's like really you're breaking their dogmas and, you know, the fears which have really bound them. But now, you know, it's more about that freedom of understanding the self and really connecting with our true, you know, the true pure self that we are.
That's
and
right.
Of course, with God.
Yes, Hussein, yes. So this person was suffering for a long time in the body, and he used to go to a magician, and the magician says, oh, this person, your relative is very angry with you, so do this mantra, do this puja, and you'll be okay. Or this person has cast an evil eye on you, so do this. And he was doing this for many years, and his illness never ever left him. So after coming to Brahma Kumaris, we told him, go and see a doctor. And the doctor said, you have a very bad liver, and it's almost gone. And then he started taking medication, he became better, and now he's totally okay. So it's, you know, you just have to get yourself treated if you're not well. So you have to make yourself better, not just have like false beliefs and expect other people to make you better. So each one is responsible for his her own well-being. So they are learning this, and not to have false trust on people, and then they are being, you know, cheated.
Because it's more about the fear which the other one cashes out.
Sure, it happens like that. So it's a kind of a business also. So slowly when they learn, you know, the law of the land, karma, and they learn to also think in a new way, and also trust in the doctors, medicines, a healthy lifestyle, all this goes a long way to making someone happy.
So, you know, it's a very enlightening thing that you're saying, when, you know, people think that in spirituality is not about blind faith, but it really opens up your eyes, and it makes you a realist, wherein you understand what you need to do. If you have to see a doctor, you have to see a doctor. If you have to work in a subtle way, of course you're working. But what is it? It's a pragmatic approach to life, and that which you are very well aware of where you're going. And you're taking your own decisions which are, from the space of freedom
Yes.
and not from any fear.
Yeah, you begin to be responsible for yourself, and the family. And so this is very important. Otherwise, you place your trust on something that is not really true, and then it puts you into a lot of trouble. So they're learning slowly. And I think meditation really gives a lot of benefit in so many ways. So now, because we also like give free meditation courses and books, and we have videos, so it helps.
When a person is very busy, like I'm
Yeah.
sure when in
Yeah.
Bali people are, you're there at the center, but people have got a household and they've got their own jobs. How do you, see them fitting the spiritual practice into their busy schedule? And of course, they've been, having this belief system which was based on a
Yeah.
very, very traditional orthodox, or let's say, that viewpoint. So how is that transformation which happens? Is it easy or difficult? And how do you see a person's growth?
People have this mindset that I have no time, I have so many things to do, and now you're asking me to sit and do meditation.
Which they think, of course,
This
this
is
is
a
another
very impossible thing. So, I tell them, you're in the office and you're walking to the canteen. How many steps is that? 50 steps? So instead of allowing your thoughts to think of what you're going to do after going to the canteen, just keep yourself peaceful, keep yourself calm, and tell yourself, now you're going to enjoy a good cup of coffee, a good piece of cake, a very tasty piece of cake, and just keep yourself calm. That's meditation. So still small moments like this in your life, and it will be good. But do the basic course, because once you know how to manage your thoughts and how to monitor your thoughts, so you can slowly create that peace within you. Instead of you're in the canteen and you're worried about the office, you're in the office, you're worried about your home, and so you carry this worry all over the place. So learn how to stop and think and say, I'm okay. Now I breathe very calmly, I'm peaceful, I'm thankful, shukur, I'm okay. So keep that kind of mindset as often as you can inside you, and then things will work out well. So if you think I'm busy, it's a mindset. I'm busy, I have no time. So just change that and say, I have lots of time in between, while driving, while walking, while having a bath, So we have so much time. So steal all those little moments.
It's a very good example that you gave of, while walking each step,
Yes.
instead of worrying at each step,
Yes.
you can have a good thought.
Yes.
And even if that person is just a beginner, you can
Yeah.
at least have the positive thought, which
Yeah.
then leads to elevated thinking.
Yes.
And you're more prepared to
That's
actually
true,
sit in
Hussein.
silence.
Yes. Yeah, and I tell them, love yourself. And they get surprised. Say, love myself? How do I love myself? Because loving the self is mostly wearing a nice dress, having nice bath and have good food.
It's all
and
on the
looking
outside,
good,
yes.
outside. But say, love yourself inside. So if you are angry, do you love yourself? And I say, no, I guess not. And they say, when you are, you are not happy with somebody, and then you have some feeling of negative feelings towards that person, are you happy? I said, no. So that's not loving yourself. So loving yourself means try to create as many good thoughts as you can. So say if you have 80% negative thoughts and 20% good thoughts, that's not loving yourself at all, because the negativity overtakes everything, your mindset. So now change. So make that 80% into 70% and have 30% good thoughts. So you have changed a bit. And then slowly that 70 can become 60, 40, 50, 50, then the other way. So you've changed. Your mindset has been totally changed. and you'll feel so much happier. It's just a thought, and you don't have to spend money, just a different way of thinking. Try it, and you'll see how much you love yourself.
It's a very beautifully put example of appreciating the self, even if you've made a very small progress, even if it's just a step, a small percentage, that too should be appreciated, because that can help a person to, further progress and transform the self.
Yes, that's true. And they like it, because it's something that is productive, it's also creative, it's positive, and also they have time to look at themselves, which means that they are really learning to use less of the senses outside. They are more introverted, and they look within, so experience on the outside becomes less, observation on the outside becomes less, so they take in less negativity.
Sister Janki, you have been doing wonderful service, in Bali, of course, and when we are on the path of meditation and service, it's both service for others as well as service for the self. What is your personal take on when you're busy with people, guiding them and helping them? How do you make yourself spiritually strong, and what is your personal spiritual practice which has kept you going for the last 35 years? And I see you're still going so strong at this age, so active and enthusiastic and so positive. Tell us about it.
I never do service all the time. My self-service comes first. I tell myself, I'm so fortunate to be alive. It's another day I'm alive. I can do something good. I'm so fortunate to talk to God, another good thing that's happening in my life. And I have a whole body. That's another good thing. I have so many things to be grateful about every day, and I can enjoy the food that I take in. I enjoy the bath that I take. I enjoy whatever I'm doing. I enjoy my company. So I have lots of things to be grateful for. And that keeps me going. And that really helps me to be happy with myself. And I spend less time on seva if I can help it, because I have also some very nice sisters and brothers who are also quite senior, and I say, now you give the course, you read the Murli today, you do this, you do that, and they're also getting the experience of sharing, caring. So it's like, everybody gets involved, and nobody is ever too busy all the time that there's no time for the self. So there has to be a kind of a balance between the self and others. There has to be a kind of love for the self and others. And there has to be a relationship with the self and with others, and also with God. So all these different combinations, if we can have a little of each, then it's wonderful. Yes.
So which is very important, that you need to be grateful for whatever you have, even if it's the smallest thing. And then
it's such a big thing. It's, for me, it's such a big thing, because at my age, I'm 76, but I feel good. Yes.
And then you spread that goodness also, and that cheer. We're experiencing that. And the very important aspect you mentioned is not to be too busy in anything, that you don't even look at yourself, to have that balance.
That's very true.
And which, makes you happy and enthusiastic, and whoever comes in contact, they have the same experience.
Yes, true.
Sister Janki, it has been wonderful to listen to your experience and this conversation, and of course your whole presence is so, so pleasant. But we see the clock is ticking, and we've got to wrap this conversation. But before that, what is the message that you would like to share with the people who are looking at you, who are listening to you?
Yes. Give time to yourself. You need to recharge. if you're always doing and doing and doing, when is the time to recharge? So stop for a while, just a minute. Give yourself some love, some peace. Be grateful. Tell yourself, I'm very okay, I'm happy, I'm grateful, and I will do my best. So learn to charge yourself every now and then, just a minute, and that will go a long way. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking out the time. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.